Welcome back to the channel. It's Hella Dope Orca here, back like I never left with a new video. In today's video, I will be playing the first level of Hitman World of Assassination. It's called the Showstopper. Technically, it's like the third level, but I'm skipping the training missions. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Good evening, 47. Your destination is
So in this mission, our targets are Victor Novikov and Dalia Margolis. In the public, they are a power couple in the fashion industry. And in the shadows, they run a secret spy organization called Iago. I find kind of funny just Iago from Aladdin. Never mind. Anyways, they have obtained the knock list through, I'm sure, completely legal means. Reminds me of another movie. I don't know if you remember the knock list from the Mission Impossible movies with Tom Cruise. Well, anyways, if you haven't seen Mission Impossible or played this game, the knock list is just basically a list of all the spies that work for MI6, which is like the British intelligence. Anyways, they plan on auctioning off this knock list while simultaneously putting on a fashion show. And that's where we come in. Our mission is to infiltrate the mansion where both events will be taking place and assassinate the duo before they sell the knock list. Since this is my first time ever playing the game, I'm pretty much starting off with all the beginner gear.
Welcome to Paris, 47. The show is just about to start. This is the red carpet event of the season, and the guest list is a veritable who's who of the global fashion elite. You will find Victor Novikov basking in the spotlight, while Dalia Margolis hosts the heavily guarded auction on the second floor for a group of Iago's top customers. Now, event security will keep a watchful eye on any suspicious activity, but I trust your timeless look shall fit right in. Good luck, 47.
Well, since I had never really played this game before, ever, I just began by, trying to get a lay of the land, trying to figure out exactly what it was I was supposed to be doing. Yeah, so here we are at the entrance, just going in. I did notice this chandelier right above Victor's head, which I thought about tempting to shoot down, but I thought better of it since there's like hundreds of people. Well, maybe not hundreds, but there's quite a few people around at any rate. I then eavesdropped on a conversation between Victor and a congressperson that was interrupted by one of Victor's guards giving him some bad news. So he ran off to take care of whatever it was. Followed him for a little while here. He ended up going into an area that I was not allowed to go, so I just decided to do some exploring. I then came across this bar where I tried to go behind the bar, but the bartender started looking at me crazy, so I decided against it. Then I walked too close to some woman who got the wrong idea, so I quickly dipped out of there. After wandering around outside for a minute or so, I stumbled across two of the service staff discussing a bare knuckle boxer, which is apparently Victor's favorite drink. And since this is one of the many story missions, it kind of just prompts me along, showing me how to use this information to my advantage. The first task is to get a palace staff disguise. So basically, all we have to do is just go knock out this server down here and take his uniform. After waiting for his partner to walk away, I sneak down the stairs and try to sneak in here. I get spotted by the server here. He comes to investigate, and I just punched him in the face and knocked him out. Then I steal his disguise, and after dragging his body for a hilariously long time, I finally find a convenient crate to dump him in. Now that I have my disguise, I must go find the recipe for this famous drink, the bare knuckle boxer. I found the recipe and then spent a ton of time wandering around the basement area of the mansion looking for the rat poison before I realized that the game was telling me exactly where the rat poison was. After finally realizing that there was a giant green diamond on the screen, I made my way back to the bar. I briefly got spotted by a guard that wasn't fooled by my disguise, so I ran away and started acting like a bartender. I then made the drink, and then after I made the drink, I went back to the kitchen to get the rat poison. Now, with rat poison in hand, I head on back to add the special ingredient. After adding the special ingredient, I started wandering around again, waiting for Victor to drink the cocktail. Victor stops and talks to a couple people for a moment. He berates the kitchen staff for not having served the Peking duck rolls that he had flown in and spent a lot of money on. He then stops, talks to somebody about beating a murder charge and some other CIA stuff. I don't know. And finally makes his way to the drink. He drinks the drink and gets predictably sick. He then makes his way to the nearest restroom, which I nonchalantly follow him to. Good thing his guard doesn't follow him into the restroom. He begins to vomit, and then I drown him in his own vomit. What a horrible way to die. Ah, well, on to my next target. After a few minutes, I finally made it upstairs. For some reason, I randomly dropped this chandelier and got spotted by some guards. I disguised myself as a guard, which actually worked until I accidentally aimed at one of my fellow guards, and then I quickly got gunned down. I reloaded and I attempted some crazy chandelier shot that I saw on a speedrun video on YouTube. And once again got gunned down. Next attempt, I made my way to the back and I took out a guard, stole his clothes. I was able to dump his body and then His coworker, who's clearly never seen me before, recognized me, and I end up getting gunned down again. I ended up completely restarting and killing Victor all over again. And then I spent some more time poking around, trying to figure out how to get upstairs. And then I get to this point where I'm trying to lure the guard with my trusty coin. I end up getting spotted by him and get involved in a little hand to hand combat before dumping the body and getting the heck up out of there. Now, with my security disguise, I can at least get to the second floor. I run past another security guard who clearly knows I'm not one of his coworkers. He's probably one of those involved guys that, he's like, he knows everybody. He says good morning, all that. But with this, I cannot get to the third floor. So I need to figure out how to get to the third floor. I got spotted trying to take out a security camera by a couple of guards. So I shot them both and continued on my search. I ended up accidentally stabbing this crew member in the back of the neck just because I forgot I had a screwdriver equipped. I then choked out this mansion staff. I made sure that I unequipped my screwdriver and, yeah, choked him out. And then, of course, I took his uniform. And now, with my new uniform, I can go upstairs. After wandering around for a bit, I tried to go upstairs, but I could not pass the frisk. So, of course, I tried to dump my gun in front of a bunch of people like an idiot and fairly quickly got gunned down. So I reloaded my last save and instead I just ran over to the corner and dumped my gun in the corner before heading upstairs. After passing the frisk, I head upstairs to devise my plan to eliminate Dahlia. On an earlier run, I learned that she will drink from this glass right here. So I put the extra rat poison that I got from the kitchen earlier in the glass and wait for her to come back and drink it. I actually had to wait quite a bit because, as you could see here, as I was walking in to poison the glass, she had just drank from it. So I had to wait for her whole cycle to complete. After what seemed like forever, she finally makes her way back to the wine glass. She drinks it, and of course, she gets sick because we threw that rat poison in there. After she gets sick, of course, like any normal person would do, she tries to find the nearest toilet. So I follow her to the toilet. And then I find out that the nearest toilet is actually her private toilet, and I am trespassing and All her guards see me drown her in the toilet, and they quickly gun me down. As I was being shot, I noticed there was a window in the bathroom. So I reloaded the last save and I figured out how to get through that window, poisoned the champagne again, and I snuck in through said window. And now I was able to drown her in her own vomit without any of those pesky guards seeing me. I climbed back out the window, back into the attic. And finally, I make my way calmly to the helicopter, confident that no one knows what I've done. There was a little collateral damage, but hey, you know, cracking some eggs or making omelets or something. Water boy. I'm guessing it's because I drowned both of them. Yeah, that's got to be it. Anyways, I don't know, 23 minutes, 1 star rating. Not too bad for my first mission. Thank you for watching. As always, like and subscribe for more content. Stay tuned for my next video where I plan on doing this basically the same route. But I'm gonna do it while keeping Silent Assassin. So yeah, look out for that.